Hello, everybody. It's me again. If you know anything about me, you know that I love early 2000s children's MMO games, especially pet sites. I love pet sites so much. They give you something to do. They give you something to look forward to. You get to take care of a little guy. What's not to like? Microtransactions. That's what's not to like. I have played almost every pet site there is. You name it, I've probably given it a go. Right now, I really only play Goatlings, which was created in, I want to say, 2013 or 2014. I've been playing since 2015, and I play almost every day. I took a long hiatus for a couple of years, but like a year or two ago, I came back, and it's just lots of fun. Very small community, um, lots of opportunities to contribute your own designs for the pets and items, and just really fun. I enjoyed it a lot. I used to play Neopets, but I didn't really have that strong nostalgia that a lot of other players have for it. I did play it as a kid, but I don't know. Nowadays, it's just there's a lot to do. A lot of parts of the site are broken because of the conversion to the end of Flash, and they haven't really converted a lot of stuff last time I checked to HTML5. So, I don't know. I just got really annoyed with how poorly the site was being managed, and I left. I jumped ship. And after the whole NFT fiasco, that was probably for the best. And I also played Club Penguin, but that's less of it. That's not a pet site. That's just a kids game. Whatever. But the subject of today's video is Webkinz. I've recently started playing Webkinz again. I made another account because I lost my old one, but whatever. Nothing really of value was lost. I didn't buy anything. But I wanted to make this video the first time I played, which is just how much the game relies on Ganz E-points. And these are a kind of currency that you can buy with real life money and spend it in the stores. There's some items like pets and room packs and furniture and stuff like that that you can buy with real money, just straight up, go through PayPal and you're done. But for the majority of items, you're going to need these points. And you can only buy these points in set increments. So 10,000, 20,000, etc. I don't know why 33,000, that's very specific. Lowest is $10 all the way to $130. Granted, you do get some prizes, like some bonus prizes with it. For the 175,000 pack, you get a snow leopard cub, a cougar cub, and a lion. Okay, sure. Pets in price range at the lowest to like $7 or $10 to maybe $20. So I guess yeah, sure. You get 3 pets. That's not too bad. But $120 is a lot to drop on a pet website that was coded in Flash and is being held together with duct tape and toothpicks. That isn't to say that the game is buggy or glitchy. It's not. I do have some problems with it, but overall, it doesn't really take anything away from the overall playing experience. And a lot of websites like this have some kind of monetization. Goatlings, which I previously mentioned, has monthly packs that you can buy for like $5, and you get to support the site, which is again very small, no ads, and you get an exclusive item in return, and that's just really nice. And you can purchase the item with the in-game currency that you collect yourself. Like users can sell it and stuff. So if you want the item, you don't have to pay real money for it, but you can if you want, and that's what I enjoy. And there's also like exclusive costumes and stuff that you can purchase with an exclusive currency. But again, you can buy those just straight up. So nothing is forced on you. You're not missing out by being totally free to play, but unfortunately, that's not the case with Webkinz. You can see that if I go through, let's see, let's just go with pets for now. You can see already there's a lot of categories for different pets that you can purchase. And you start off, if you don't, well, originally, Webkinz required you to purchase a stuffed animal that was being sold in stores to play, but recently, I don't know how recently, um, you can get a starter pet. Oh, that's not the right window. Like you can see here, I have a little fox. That's my starter pet. They offer a pretty good variety. I think like maybe 6 pets in total. I could be wrong. Um, there's also a bunny. They're cute, and I do appreciate that they opened up the game to people who maybe can't afford a pet. It's very nice, especially since it's a kids game. Um, and I don't think that Webkins are being sold in stores anymore. At least nowhere near me. So if you are entirely free to play, that means you don't purchase any pets, any items, uh, or a deluxe membership, which we'll get into. You'll be missing out on a fair amount of stuff, but that being said, you can find medallions during gameplay, and if you collect enough, you can unlock a pet. You can see here I have 15 Kiwi medallions, and I've been collecting about 5 every day since April. Well, the start of April, excuse me, because there's an event going on. I don't know if they do this every month, but I really do appreciate this. And there's a lot of pets you can unlock, which again is really nice. You can't unlock all of them, just a set amount. What you see here, I'm pretty sure is all you can get. So unfortunately, some pets you have to pay or you're just out of luck. Let's see. I'm pretty sure majority of these you can't get. I was looking at a unicorn earlier with like a really cute like purple or not purple, pink and blue hair. I liked it a lot, but you can only buy it if you pay real money. So on to deluxe memberships, because this is another kind of roadblock. No, that's not it. Okay, here. If you're a new player, you can get a month's free of deluxe for only $1, which is nice. You get a bonus 1,000 e-store points. And with this deluxe membership, well, you also get 3 days free when you make a new account. With this deluxe membership, you can play members only games. You can go to today's activities and do exclusive dailies. Like, let's see. Okay, right here, deluxe members. Click here for 150 Kins cash. You can. There's also like. You can press the big button to Kins cash, which I did earlier. So you can get an advantage in the whole monetary thing, and you can also go to W Shop. You see this if you see like this yellow yellow badge right here, this is only able to be purchased by deluxe members. So if you don't have a membership, you're out of luck. You can't buy this. Some themes are very restrictive in that sense. Let's see. The country theme, which I was looking at earlier, a majority of these you can't buy without a membership, which sucks, because as you play more and more, you're a free to play player. Maybe you've unlocked one or two extra pets through the medallion thing, you want to decorate your pet's room. That's just natural. Maybe you want to decorate like a kitchen or a bathroom or a garden, whatever. And let's say, for example, you want to use the country theme. You really like it, you think it's cute. Well, if you're not a deluxe member, you can only buy pedestal, chair, table, tin tub, and a lamp. You can't buy none of this. You can't buy any of the cute stuff. You can't buy the bed or this painting. That's a big shame. Now, that being said, That being said, there are other themes that are less restrictive. Dance studio, for instance, you can buy any of this if you're not a member. Um, but I just feel like that's too restrictive. Especially again, if you're a kid, you'll you'll feel like you're missing out. And you'll really want a membership, but I don't know, maybe you can't afford it. Times are tough. Well, maybe your parents can't afford it. And that in turn brings me to these packs you can only purchase with points. And you can see here I already have 2,000, but they give you 2,000 after the end of your 3 days. Also, before I forget, other things you can do with the membership, you can spin some exclusive wheels that give you random items. More items are unlocked in the shop. Like you get a bonus shop in the curio shop, and I can't remember where else. You can get extra job every day, extra class every day. Some areas in the magical forest are unlocked, but nothing. It doesn't hold anything back from you. As far as I'm aware. So they're just like extra bonus things. The big problem I really have is the barred off items in the W shop. But okay, back to what I was talking about. These points only items. You can see there's quite a lot of items you can only buy with points. And if we go back to points you can buy, don't know if I already mentioned this, but you can't like buy a set amount. Like you want 12,000 points, you can't buy it. You gotta buy 20,000. What the fuck just fell out of my window? Sorry, something just fell in front of my window. I don't know what that was. Scared me. Anyway, okay. So this bed, if you're not a member, this is 9,000 points. And remember, 10,000 points is $10. So, let's say, hypothetically, for this situation, you have no points. You didn't get any points from the bonus membership stuff, because you get, if you get like a year's membership, you get 3,000 points every month. Let's say you don't have that, and you want to just buy this. You're gonna have to cough up 10,000. Excuse me, not 10,000. $10. Webkinz isn't that money hungry yet. Cough up $10 for this bed. And bake shop. So you got 2 pages full of items. You get like a little cupcake headband. You get an apron dress. Let's say you're a kid and you're like, yes, this is awesome. I want this whole set. That will run you 101,500 points. You're not a member. A 100,000 points. Well, you can't buy that much. You can only get 130,000. It's $100. You need $100 to buy this whole set. But you go to the preview preview picture. This is glorious JPEG. let's say you want to recreate this with like the extra chairs, extra like little counters. So you want to recreate that? That'll be 135,000 points. And with so you got 130,000 from the $100 you spent. 130,000 points. Fuck, you don't have 5,000 points. You're gonna have to spend another $10. So that's $110 right there to recreate that room. I just think that's ridiculous. Some other rooms, like let's see, if you go down, like the Olympus theme, total of that is 119,000, just for one of everything. So if you buy like two full sets, and I've gone through the other points only themes, and they're all generally around the $100 range. Let's say you want to buy two sets, that's $200 right there. Um, and again, as you get more pets, you want to decorate the rooms. I just feel like it might get a little stale just buying the same. I don't know. You don't have to you don't have to buy these sets, but admittedly some of these points only sets are pretty nice. And I don't know, maybe you just want that variety. I feel like there ought to be some other kind of way that you can earn these points that isn't just solely through purchasing. And there's other stuff you can buy, like stuff for the map. I don't know why you would want that, or clothing. I don't really care about clothing for pets. Mine's got a little hat. Specialty items, which is just more furniture. I don't even want to imagine how much all of this would run you. Well, you look at how expensive it is to buy just two sets of stuff, and that's not even factoring if you bought like a pet on top of that or shit like that. Maybe you're thinking, okay, do I get anything else? Is there a loyalty program? Well, glad you asked. Very convenient question, because they do have a loyalty program. It's called Sophie's Rewards. Let's see how much these rewards get you. There's 4 tiers of them. Tier 1, if you spend $100, like you buy one pack, you get one pet medallion package. So any pet in that small lineup that I showed you, you get 10 of those medals. You need 100 to unlock them. So you don't really get anything. Kind of worthless. Tier 2, $250. Two pet medallion packages. 20 medallions, a little better this time, but no dice. You still can't unlock a pet, which again, the cheapest you can buy is $7. Like, you can just straight up buy a pet for $7. And you get 2,000 e-store points as a little bonus, a little sum, a little spending money. Except you can't really buy much with 2,000 points, and also that is like the equivalent of $2. You also get this funky little clothing set right here, which you can buy in the e-store, but you don't have to. This whole set is $10, I think, like 10,000 points total. So that'd be $10. It's fine if you've got like I don't know, a space themed pet, whatever. Tier 3, $750. We're moving into the big times now. And I guess if you're a hardcore player, then I can see it being easy to rack up that amount of money. But also, I think at that point, if you're spending $750 on Webkinz, you have a problem. But with this tier, you get 5,000 e-store points, which is $5. You get 1 month of deluxe membership. You can purchase 1 month for $1. So, I think if you buy this, because you only get this once. You only get this offer once, and when you buy it, it's gone. And then the three different kinds of memberships you can get is 3, 6, and 12 months. So you could get that's I don't know. That's $5, I guess, if you've used up your membership, your dollar membership. So $5, $10 bonus in total, 50 medallions. Maybe if you saved up, some medallions, you may be able to unlock a pet with that. And then this piece of furniture, I think it's just a chair, which is 15,000 points, $30. So in total, this is like $40, I think. 40 or 30. As you can tell, I did not write a script for this video. I just took down a mishmash of notes. Anyway, so this is $30 or $40 that you get as a bonus for spending $750. But let's say you go ham and you buy a bunch of pets, a bunch of furniture, bunch of mystery boxes, so you don't know what you're gonna get. Just bunch of shit. You lucky bastard, you get a pet, you get 10 medals, you can get 10 medal packs, so that's 100 medals. Any of those pets in that small lineup, they can be yours for $2,000. 10,000 e-store points, $10. 3 months, 15. The 3-month membership is $15 in total. We don't care about that. That's just child's play to us. We're looking at the big ticket item, and that's the Webkinz signature pet. I think you can only get these pets with the rewards, because I think that's what it said when I looked this little guy up. Ugly thing. It's very ugly looking. The other Webkinz pets have a very charming style to them. Very simple, little dot eyes. Cute. I do not like the human eyes this has. But this signature pet is valued at, on the store website, may I add. I don't know anywhere else. This pet is valued at 350,000 points. And, I mean, listen, I did some research for this video. Every time I think about this, I'm just at a loss for words. I don't think this guy is worth like $300. I'm sorry, I just don't. Especially, like, man, oh, $25 reward. Okay, smack the $7 pet on top of that, and okay, you get like a $30 reward, a little over $30 for spending $2,000. You get an ugly pet. You get 2 food items and a furniture item. I just don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth $2,000. Crucify me if there are some hardcore Webkinz players out there who think that this is worth it. I just think it's a total ripoff. I think it's just very, very scummy. I sincerely hope people are not spending $2,000 on Webkinz. And this is in total for the whole year. So, and they offer different prizes every year. So if you were hellbent on getting that exclusive pet and that exclusive furniture item, you would have to spend $2,000 every year on Webkinz. Obviously, somebody's doing it, because why else would they have this, right? But whatever money they're getting, I don't know where exactly it's going. Thankfully, unlike Neopets, this website is still being kept alive. There are new events, new items coming out very consistently, but the game itself is very dated, and like giving them the benefit of the doubt. This was made in Flash in some kind of coding program. I don't remember the name of it, and there isn't much you can do to change it. I get that. They did release Webkinz Next, which is a 3D thing and they made this literally because there's only so much you can do with Flash, and I get that, right? That being said, Webkinz Next is disgusting looking. It's 3D pet models. I haven't played it myself, but I just very much do not enjoy the look of it. What I'm saying is, there's got to be something you can do, man, because I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like if you're getting $2,000 a month, fuck it, make your own version of Flash, dude. I'm not a coder. Obviously, I know HTML. I know a smidgen of CSS. So, what do I know, right? But there's just there's got to be something. Anyways, Webkinz is a fun game if you enjoy pet sites like I do, and maybe you have a couple dollars just burning a hole in your pocket. Maybe buy like a $15 membership for 3 months. Reap the benefits of that. Buy a pet. Fine. Sure. Whatever. But I there are other pet sites you can play that don't have such egregious amounts of what would you call these? Would you call these microtransactions? Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. It's just too much shit that you can buy for real money. Anyways, that's the end of the video. I just wanted to talk about Webkinz because I don't know anybody else who plays this game. I'm sure that, you know, other people have got to. But I just had to get that out there. Maybe you play Webkinz. If you do, leave a comment. I don't know. But thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.